That's another one over there.
He ain't gonna come out and say hello.
No, I guess not.
I don't blame him. I don't blame him either. I'd stay in that too. Okay. Done the river ride. This is the bears. We're going to the wilderness trail.
Fabulous.
Fabulous.
Fabulous. Here we are. Silver Springs, Florida. I'm gonna figure it out. I think it's between 15 and 17 years since I've been here. I think that's about right. What is that?
Black swans over there.
That is.
Wow.
Oh, is that what they call it? Sapabera?
But even more rare is those black swans standing over there. You don't see black swans very often.
What we do now?
Mm-hmm.
Got them on video too.
Speeding time for everybody.
Got his head in the trough. Get him. Like a giant rabbit. Oh, look at you.
I got no food in here. He needs to have food. These birds gotta have food all the time. He ain't got not a drop of food in here. I just want somebody to talk to me. And you want somebody to talk to me.
You're gonna snap your finger off. See the sign that said "We bite"?
Oh, I know they bite.
At your risk. Almost orange. Yeah. Well, that I don't know. Oh, playing with a rock.
Yeah. That's the oddest thing I've ever seen.
Got him on video too. Playing with his rocks. Getting his rocks off.
And you're recording it.
I am in high depth on video.
Well, what are you doing? See up there, lay on their back and play with rocks.
See me there.
Stop.
I'm just impressed with Silver Springs, man. It's the place to come and do.
I mean, you didn't have to worry about being hot today, that's for sure.
Putting on a show.
Is that how many pictures have been taken? 589?
Nope, that's how many you got left.
Oh, okay. Yeah, they put on quite the baby show.
Oh, you see the?
Yeah, I got them. I got a picture of them.
He was posing, man. Look at that.
Well, it's dead. So they're taking. Oh, climbing. God, I can't get him on the picture.
Wow, look at that big water.
Spurred tortoise. The African spurred tortoise.
I just wonder if that's it.
You know, we saw one of the little ones over there on
Yeah,
that. On that.
well, that's.
On
He's
that.
not even full grown yet either.
Wow.
Vegetation. So it's a early one.
This one here's showing his teeth.
That's croc.
What's those long caimans?
That's a croc.
Yeah, it's a gharial. But see, look how narrow the snoot is. It's not a crocodile or an alligator.
But crocs have narrow.
Yeah, but not that narrow.
Wow. I don't care what it is. I'm still not gonna get in there and wrestle with it.
Hey, beauty.
Oh, Kim, here's the American crocodile.
Oh, look how big his ass is. Holy moly.
Dang.
Freaking scary.
Crikey. The croc.
Man, his ass used to get in and
Oh,
wrestle
there
it.
we go. Open his mouth.
Yeah, go ahead, open it up. There you go.
Oh, that's all you got. That's all you got. That's all you got. Come on, show those teeth. Oh, he's showing us his teeth.
Mm-hmm.
His teeth is this. Oh my God, he's got to be at least 12 feet. Yeah.
He's endangered, which we know that. There's fewer than 500 of them left in Florida. Less than 30 active nests.
Why has he got his mouth open?
He weighs 800 pounds and he's 13 feet long.
He's 13 feet. I was foot off.
That was open then?
Got his mouth
His
open.
name is Silbeck.
Showing us his teeth. God. He's only 800 pounds.
He's bigger than 800 pounds, isn't he?
13 feet, 800 pounds.
Wow. Okay,
He's the largest
this way.
alligator.
Nope, can't go that way.
Oh, that's the shows, reptile show.
No, 3 o'clock will be the next one. We might not be standing here at 3 o'clock. Considering it's 2:22.
No, I don't foresee us being in this area at 3 o'clock.
We're not in this spot.
You know, we are getting deeper and deeper in the woods here.
And? And?
You could have your way with me.
And? Uh-huh.
Slender-snouted crocodile.
It looks just like the other one. The one that was a false guarana or whatever it is.
Gorille?
Gorale, Gorilli, whatever.
These are the ones that get huge. Saltwater croc. That's a BB. Is there a big one in there somewhere?
I don't know. I want to go find out, actually. Well, he's colorful. Look at this. What you see?
Black Caiman. Negro alligator.
That was not nice. Not nice. Several of them. Oh, this is a different one. This is,
Making them move. You didn't like me invading your space.
you don't like white people.
Yeah, probably what it is. These Cubans. Back here where there's no breathing again.
Roped off that way.
We didn't. There we go.
Back that way.
All roads lead to Walmart. Peter 2, 125. We missed all of them. Gators and gators and gators and gators.
Just swimming. Hey. Hey.
Here. Holy moly.
I guess you could just step off in there and think there wasn't a gator in there and be fooled.
Gonna give you nightmares.
Always gonna give somebody nightmares when they start watching this.
I mean, they're everywhere in there.
They're deep in there.
Watch 'em.
There he is. Oh no, he's not. Did you see the ones out in the parking lot? Was it parking lot? There's gators on the parking lot.
Oh yeah.
Did you see that? I was like, oh my God, what happens when the children come out here?
Stay in the car. Look at him. This sunny though. Look how many it is.
I mean,
They're all
everywhere
just
you look,
yeah.
there's
Everywhere you
gators.
look, there's a gator. Sunning, swimming.
I would not want to be prepared for this habitat.
You think you're gonna go out there and step 2 or 3 feet without coming across one? Death rolled.
Be a gator's toy.
Rolled up. I think this is.
Yeah, we're back at the beginning.
Yeah. Pull a little turtle in there. Look at him.
Got them surrounded.
Little baby gators. Look at them. Little baby gators. Little nipples.
Negroes.
Yeah. I'm trying to say I'm a gator now, huh?
Smell like one.
Get your camera ready. Godzilla.
Two-toed
He's
sloth.
in there.
Oh, is it iguana?
A big
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Uh-huh. And he's got his running partner, the turtle there.
Turtle trying to get out. Let me out of here. Oh, he's trying to get to those plants. He's trying to get him some.
Trying to get nothing greener.
Oh, what the hell is that hanging up in there?
That's a two-toed sloth.
Oh.
It's a primate, type of primate.
And they all just hang out together because that's what they do.
Well, that one lives in the trees. Sloths don't come out of the trees very often.
Ooh. Ooh. Ooh, I thought that was real.
Did you?
Oh.
me.
You should get a picture of your head in the gator
You go stick your head in it.
mouth. Gator mouth.
Go stick your head in his mouth. Look, watch.
No, there ain't no baby.
They know it's time to eat. You can tell. Tegan. On over there. Yeah, that's alligator water.
But there's some fish that the alligator eats.
Yeah, there's some tiny fish.
Yeah, I see them.
Tegan, don't.
Most not eating.
Right there and there. That one and that
Grab his shirt.
Well,
Just sitting on her time.
Look, Tegan. Watch.
Yeah, they're going over there because they're going to eat. You see them over there?
How's everybody doing? Okay, before we get started here, there's two things I want to tell you. Make sure you never feed these guys in the wild. First of all, it's illegal, and you're subject to a fine and even imprisonment. And also, they lose their fear of man, and they look at you as part of the food chain. So you're better off to leave them alone. We feed them in here because they're never going to go anyplace. This is their home till the day they die. It's their mating season now from May to July. They mate and they lay eggs up there on that overhang, and when they hatch, we have to go in and get the egg. Well, we get the eggs before they hatch because these guys are cannibalistic and they would eat the babies. So anyway, I know you didn't come here to hear me talk, so let me start giving them a little bit of this horse meat. And another thing I do want to tell you is, if you want to see these guys eat some more, you go in that gift shop right here, and they'll sell you gator chow. It's $1 for a little container full. Now you notice all these, there's 29 gators in here, and I only feed them 8 pieces of meat. And you notice how they gather around here. They're smarter than you think. They see all the people here, and they know it's time to eat. And they also see in color. They can see this green jug, and they know it's got food in it. So they're pretty smart.
Tegan, look. 21 days.
oh.
Look.
Come on. Get over there. Come on.
These guys can jump over 5 feet if they want to. Now, you wonder why we only give them 8 pieces of meat. They only have to eat about once a week. And with 29 gators in here, we average about 8 gators eaten a day.
Look, here we go again. Look. Watch. Is he gonna eat?
They go a whole year without eating, so in the winter, well, they stop eating about 1st of November, and they won't eat again till 1st of May. So it's been a long time without food for these guys.
Over there on the left-hand side, you see an alligator right there in that little gully, sitting there sunning himself. When you think of Indians, you think of teepees. Well, our Seminole Indians never did use teepees. They used huts like you see up here on the right-hand shore with thatched roofs. The thatch came out of the river. You'll see some of it if you glance through the glass as we go down the river today. It's called eelgrass. Eelgrass only grows under the water up to about 5 feet in length. They brought it up, matted the floors with it. They thatched their roofs with it. When it was green, they ate it. Another thing you think about Indians is the Indian chief. Well, not the Seminoles. The Seminoles used the oldest woman in the tribe to make their big decisions. She's the one that told all the men where to go, when to go, how to get there, when to get there, how to get back, what time to be back. Hasn't changed all that much, has it, guys? But that's all right, ladies. You just keep doing what you're doing. Every once in a while, we do need some direction. Every once in a while. Up here on the right-hand shore, that building up there, that's the very first Walmart. Indian soldiers and settlers all traded there, and they all got along real well together until Uncle Sam decided to send some Indians away to the reservation in Oklahoma. There's some wild turkeys up here on this right-hand bank, folks. Well, the Seminole Indians didn't want to go to Oklahoma. Osceola was the leader of the Seminoles. He took about 100 of his braves and went off into the wilderness and fought what we would call guerrilla warfare for about 7 years, till they took a tally of their losses and they found out that the government had lost 1,500 troops. The soldiers had only lost 30 braves. The government said, let's give that land back to the Indians, and that's pretty much what they did. The Seminole Indians are the only Indians in the United States that have never signed a peace treaty with our government. This fort up here on the right-hand side, Fort King, that's the exact size replica of the fort that used to stand down in Ocala back in the 1800s. In fact, this area was known as Fort King a long time before it was ever known as Ocala. When the government had the fort, they used it to house their soldiers, and the plan was to rotate those Indians out of the area and use this as a rotation point. When it became very, very evident that that wasn't going to happen, the government pulled their soldiers out, gave it to the city of Ocala. The city of Ocala used the fort as their courthouse and their post office for a number of years until they built buildings that were specially designed to be courthouse and post office. And then they pulled out and gave it to the citizens of Ocala. Well, the citizens of Ocala used it for lumber. They tore it down. They built their houses with it. You get down in the old part of Ocala today, you'll find buildings down there that are still standing that were built with the lumber from that original fort back in the 1800s. A lot of freight and supplies were brought in to satisfy the needs of the soldiers and the settlers. They, of course, used the river because the river was the most efficient way to get it done. They used paddle wheel boats. The paddle wheel boats had to be modified somewhat to get them down the river. And we're going to look at a replica of those paddle wheel boats in just a little bit down the river. They also built a railroad. It was 5 miles long, went from the Silver Springs Riverhead all the way to Ocala, and it was built entirely on wooden rails. We're going to see a replica of that also. Over to your left, you see our turtle diving log over there. Usually there's about 8 or 9 of them on there. The guy at the very top has no choice but to dive in the water because the guys behind him won't back down and let him off the log. So we call it our turtle diving log. If you look off to the front of the boat up on the right-hand side, you'll see a red wooden framework with a tank on top of it. That's the replica of the water tower that serviced the SS-O&G Railroad, Silver Springs, Ocala, and Gulf Railroad. Originally, that railroad sat over here where our glass-bottom boats sit right now. Back in the 1800s, there was a hotel there also. If you want to see what it looked like back in the 1800s, we have photographs on the wall on our dock back there. Take a look at them. It'll show you our first glass-bottom boat, the hotel, the railroad, and the whole works. Over here on the left-hand side, you have a replica of the freight boats that were used to go up and down the river. Notice the paddle wheels on the back of the boat. Colonel Hubbard Hart was the owner of the freight lines. He couldn't come up and down the river with the paddle wheels on the back of the boat because the overhang on the Ocala and the Silver Rivers was so dense, he tore the paddles apart coming down the river. So he put the paddles on the back of the boat, and he was able to navigate the waters quite well. By so doing, he became the very first stern wheel paddle boat. Stern wheelers have been used out on the Mississippi for years, and they still are for that matter, but they originated right over here on the Ocala. There's a whole log full of turtles up there sunning themselves. As we continue on down the river, you look up on that right-hand side on that bank, you see a whole bunch of buildings. This is what we call the homestead. Took all these buildings to accommodate a family. If you were born on a compound like this, you were raised here, your whole life centered around this area, and probably when you died, you were buried on the same grounds that you were born on. Nobody ever traveled that far away from home back in those days. Not at all like it is today. Our kids grow up and go to college, graduate, and they're scattered off to the four corners of the earth. Or they come home bagging baggage and want to live there again. We won't discuss that. On the right-hand side, that last building down there to the right was the main house. Each house had a purpose, and each house was quite necessary. This house over here was where they met after the evening, and they talked over their day's work. They cooked their meals. They slept here. You might say it was a very, very necessary house. There is one other house that was even more necessary, though. That building to the left of the main house with the half moon in the door. Everybody had one of them. You look up at that main house, you see that split in the middle. That's what we call the breezeway, or the 1800s version of air conditioning. The wind blow through there in the summertime, it would cool it off sufficiently so you could stay cool for maybe a minute or two inside the house. If you look back behind the house, you see another building. That's the kitchen. The reason the kitchen sits back behind the house is because Ma had to cook with a lot of oil and grease over an open flame, and quite regularly she set the kitchen on fire. When she did, if it was attached to the house, Pa had to rebuild the house, kitchen, and all, so he put it back there out of self-defense. And if Ma ever wanted her kitchen remodeled, all she had to do is burn it down. Now, ladies, there's easier ways to get a new kitchen. Don't go home and burn your kitchen down. Life was not easy for the settlers back in those days. They didn't have any of our modern conveniences like electricity, no www.com. And you could search the whole compound and not find a TV set. Can you imagine life without a TV set? Hard to do, isn't it? Be fun to try, but hard to do. You know, they carved out an existence in that primitive land, and because they did, we can do the things that we do today. I go up and down this river all day long without having to ever put that oar in the water. You have no idea how happy that makes me. There's one other thing that makes me real happy when I think about it, how it's evolved over the years, and that's indoor plumbing. I was born and raised in upstate New York, and let me tell you, a trip to the bathroom on a cold winter morning usually meant walking in knee-deep snow before you ever got to the bathroom. You did what you had to do and got back in quickly. I don't remember ever taking a book or a magazine out there to read. I did take one book out there, but I left it there. I heard one old fellow from the South say, last weekend we carvered into the bathroom. Ma liked it so well that this weekend we're going to run it on into the house. These hardline boats were used exclusively to haul freight until the railroad became the more efficient way of doing it. Then they double-decked these things, put sleeping quarters on them, and hauled people. You could come down from Jacksonville to Silver Springs on an overnight cruise. It would cost you the grand sum total of $5. Oh, round trip. Of course, the weekend was a little bit more expensive. You paid $5.10. 10 cents covered the brunch they served you on Sunday morning, which consisted of very fresh food. Whatever they shot on the bank and dragged aboard the boat, that was your brunch. This box over here on the tree, that's a wood duck hut. You'll see a couple of them nailed up to the tree down the river. We put those up there to preserve the life of our wood ducks, because before we put them up there, the gators ate them as fast as they could hatch. And over here on the right-hand side is our turtle diving log. Guys get on the top of there and they let the algae bake off the top of their shells, and when they dive back in the water, it all washes away. See their legs all spread out every which way? They're letting the sun bake off all the parasites that develop under their shells. You might say they're literally getting a sun bath.
Sunbathing. Or bathing, something.
Up here on the left-hand side, you get another look at our Fort King from the backside. They told me when I first started here that the very first Indians in this territory were Paleo Indians. Now, I had heard of Mohawk, Comanche, Sioux, Apache, Iroquois. I'd even heard of Seminoles, but I had never heard of a Paleo Indian. I looked it up in the dictionary. I found out that paleo means old. So we had some old Indians here. Wasn't that exciting? Didn't thrill me much either, but it did solve a problem for me. I couldn't figure out why on earth anyone in their right mind would put a ladder on the outside of the fort. I know now they did it for the old Indians. See, those old Indians couldn't get over that wall. The braves could scale the wall real quick, but the old Indians needed some help. He wasn't that nice of those people.